Most B2B companies are drowning in data, but starving for truth. Inside a modern insights team, the dashboards are overflowing. CRM notes are packed. Marketing tracks every campaign click, and product sees every user login. There is a deep false comfort in this internal knowledge. The problem is, these inputs are fragmented. They usually reflect the loudest customer voices, the urgency of the largest recent deal, or the strongest opinions sitting in the leadership suite. They rarely reflect structural market reality. Sales speaks to buyers. Customer success handles escalations. That creates a lot of touch points. But customer proximity is not the same as customer understanding. Relying strictly on surface-level metrics and internal anecdotes leaves an organization blind to the actual reasons driving customer behavior. When companies rely too heavily on these fragmented inputs, they fall into the bubble problem. They slowly build an echo chamber. Over time, an internal dialect takes over. The organization starts speaking strictly in feature updates, engagement metrics, campaign phrasing, and slide deck jargon. The market speaks an entirely different language. Actual buyers are talking about operational risk. They are weighing proof, maintaining internal control, evaluating speed, and trying to build confidence in front of their boss. This diagram illustrates the core rule of alignment. Look at how these two distinct circles interact. They repel each other. If customers do not describe their problem using the terms in your slide deck, your strategic message is already broken. As we see here, the rigid internal data flatlines. Data tells us exactly what happened, but structured research is the root system explaining why. Without qualitative context to anchor those numbers, a company remains trapped in a bubble of its own assumptions. It is cut off from the real customer story. To get beneath the dashboard, we have to look at the true anatomy of a B2B purchasing decision. B2B buying appears rational on the surface. Procurement demands ROI, technical teams demand features. But the decision is often driven by career impact, fear of failure, and internal politics. A buyer rarely rejects an offer strictly because of price. They reject it because the broader buying committee felt the implementation posed a high risk to their reputation. A decision maker says yes because the solution makes them look credible and future-ready. Good research maps this hidden reality. It identifies every voice in the buying group, the technical evaluator, the blocker, the finance stakeholder. It captures the exact words those buyers use to describe pain, and it isolates the specific emotional drivers pushing them toward action. When an organization fails to see these drivers, they build products no one needs and sales pitches that trigger hesitation instead of trust. In a market where every decision is an exercise in risk management, deep research is the only way to avoid flying blind. Yet, many insight teams execute research with structural flaws that guarantee failure. They ask leading questions, they listen only to confirm biases, they keep executive stakeholders isolated. The most common trap is treating research as a checkbox. A company runs one massive study, generates a giant report, and then goes silent for a year while the market shifts around them. Shallow research generates interesting answers, but it rarely produces actionable intelligence. Insight teams often mistake loud sales feedback for genuine market understanding. Bad research collects answers and piles them into a static filing cabinet. Good research acts as a compass. It changes business decisions. The traditional model of treating research as a single project or a static report is dead. We are moving toward the living intelligence system. This is an always-on mechanism. It uses continuous insight communities, rapid validation panels, and ongoing pulse research to capture the market's heartbeat. In this system, tracking is continuous. As raw market signals come in, the organization adjusts its positioning based on evidence rather than last year's assumptions. Insight teams can monitor real-time shifts in buyer priorities, emerging objections, and changes in budget urgency. Operationalizing continuous intelligence replaces the vulnerability of outdated assumptions with the security of constant market alignment. To build this engine, use the B2B Research Clarity Framework. Step 1. Define the exact business decision the research must improve. Step 2. Identify the precise buying roles that actually hold the power. Step 3. Ask questions specifically designed to reveal emotion, risk, and trade-offs. Step 4. Mandate that internal stakeholders participate as active observers, not just final recipients of a slide deck. Step 5. Immediately translate your findings into concrete changes for messaging, positioning, or roadmap strategy. Step 6. Repeat the cycle continuously. Markets move, and your intelligence system must move with them. In B2B, the company closest to the customer builds better products. It creates sharper positioning. It results in more confident leadership decisions. When was the last time your team had a real customer conversation that actually changed a business decision? If you work in market research, B2B strategy, or customer intelligence, hit subscribe. This channel explores the future of research, AI, and how insight teams can stop reporting data and start shaping strategy.